In this bar graph, the percentage of the people living in urban regions is shown through time. Africa's population grew at the slowest rate, from 15% in 1950 to 37% in 2007, and is only expected to rise by 51% by 2030. North America's population grew from 64% in 1950 to 79% in 2007 and is expected to expand to 87% by 2030, making it the most populous continent in the world. Overall, Africa had the lowest population density, whereas North America had the highest growth rate. In the UK, this graph illustrates the distribution of income by age and gender. According to the graph, the biggest number of females may be seen between the ages of 30 and 34, which is around £20,000. The smallest group is under the age of 20, with a population of roughly 10,000. Males in the 50 to 54 age bracket account for around 28,000 of the total. There are about 20,000 people in the 70 to 74 age range, which is the smallest group. To summarize, the pre-tax median income of men is greater than the pre-tax median income of women. Joe's fruit stall sales are depicted in a bar graph to show the daily average. The most popular product is oranges, with 546.27 sales and accounting for 37.7% of sales. Second place goes to grapes, with 375.3 sales and a share of sales of 25.9%. With just 108.42 sales, apples are the least popular product, accounting for just 7.5% of all sales. The most popular product was oranges, while apples and limes were the least popular. Coffee house data is depicted in the graph. A coffee maker and 2 baristas may be seen on the left side of the graph, as can be seen by looking at it. According to the graph, it's obvious that looking to the right there are 2 ladies and 2 males to be seen. Looking at the graph, it's obvious that a counter and a tablet can be seen in the center. So there you have it, an informative image of a coffee shop. A total solar eclipse may be seen in this photograph. When the moon covers the sun's light, it creates a shadow, resulting in a complete eclipse. The umbra, or completely darkened center, is where the entire eclipse takes place. A penumbra, which is the shadow's partially darkened outer portion, is shown to exist over a larger area during a partial eclipse. A total eclipse occurs only in a limited region of Earth, but a partial eclipse occurs over a considerably broader area of the planet. The 2-color vertical bar chart shows information on whether people take retirement at their proper age or they retired prematurely. The x-axis shows the years starting from 1998 till 2006. The y-axis is labeled with the number of retirements happened in those years. The numbers are 0 to 20,000. The graph undoubtedly shows an increased pattern where the bar's length steadily increases over the years mentioned in the picture. Back in 1998, where over 5,000 people retired, most of them acted according to their age and not premature. As the years passed, in the end, premature and aged people both showed equal interest in getting retired. The graph below depicts the chemical components of air. Oxygen, nitrogen, and other gases are among the things. The value in oxygen is approximately 20%, as you can see from this graph. This graph shows that the value in other gases is approximately 1%, which is lower. This graph shows that the value for nitrogen is approximately 79%, which is the highest. The color pink is also visible in oxygen, as seen in this graph. Carbon dioxide, argon, and water vapor are among the other gases. Finally, this graph is quite useful. The phases in the project management process are depicted in this flow chart. There are 4 steps to this. Before any data can be saved in a data warehouse, a project's current state must be monitored. The time, costs, and purchases associated with the project are then documented and stored in a data warehouse. This is followed by the assignment of tasks and procedures, the revision of the project schedule, and the approval of checkpoints. Finally, meetings are held and documents such as agendas and minutes are distributed. HAD-CM3 model, IPCC says a 2 scenario is identified on the map picture. Most of the top or northern section of the continent, as well as certain areas in the south, are painted gray, indicating that the terrain is unsuitable for cereal production. The center of the map is shaded off-white, indicating that there has been no or minimal change in cereal output. The uppermost section, as well as other areas in the south, are red, indicating a -50% reduction in production. The green tones are strewn around the globe, indicating a 5 to 25% rise. Overall, the map depicts a patchwork of data on cereal output. This graphic contrasts the current state of computers with the state they were in back in the day. A computer from the distant past may be seen on the left. With a little screen in the center, it is fairly huge. A control table sits underneath the display, while speakers-shaped devices adorn the space above it. The computer seen on the right now is substantially smaller than the one depicted. There's a big screen, a keyboard, a mouse, and a computer chip in there somewhere. The picture depicts how computers have shrunk in size while increasing in performance. Chiang Mai, Thailand, is depicted in the graph by its temperature and precipitation. The temperature is shown by two line graphs, one for the average low and one for the average high, while the precipitation is represented by a bar graph. According to the graph, the hottest temperature in Chiang Mai is 36 degrees Celsius in April, while the coldest temperature is 14 degrees Celsius in January. In addition, January is the month with the least precipitation, and this number rises from January to September, reaching its highest point during the month of September. The greatest time to visit Chiang Mai is in January, to sum it all up. The lovely atlas is depicted in the photograph. The continents depicted in the image contain a variety of green-hued drywoods. Tropical drywoods may be found in many locations of America, Africa, and Asia, according to the globe map. The green-colored area in Southern America lies on the east coast and in the center of the map. Tropical dry forests span a greater region of Africa and India. Surprisingly, Australia and New Zealand are not included on the map. Overall, tropical dry forests may be found in various parts of Asia, Africa, and the Americas. From 1911 to 2011, the percentage of persons of various ages in the United Kingdom is depicted in this graph. The percentage of the population between the ages of 15 and 64 has remained constant over time. From 5% in 1911 to approximately 20% in 2011, the number of adults 65 and older has climbed steadily. A large portion of the population was aged 15 to 64, while the elderly population expanded with time. How to get complete health is depicted in this artwork. The 3 pillars of a healthy lifestyle are diet and nutrition, physical fitness, and stress reduction and relaxation. Motivation, positive change, and health and well-being are all attributes that can help you achieve these ideals of perfect health. Attaining 100% health requires focusing on 3 main areas. The following graph depicts information on bones in humans. Upper arm bones, lower arm bones, and wrist bones are among the objects. Upper arm bones are the longest bones in humans. The longest bone in the second creature is the finger, while the smallest is the toe. The longest bone in the bird is the lower arm bone. Metacarpals are the longest bone in the bat. The graphic depicts trout size as a function of their age. The average length of a 1-year-old fish is 30 centimeters. The average length of a fish at 3 years of age is 32 centimeters. The average length of an 8-year-old fish is about 49 centimeters. Fish that are beyond 15 years old have a length of 60 centimeters. Fish get larger as they become older, which isn't a surprise. The dual multicolor line graph is the product of study into the smoking behaviors of men and women. The smoking rates in some land have been documented from 1960 to 2000 and are measured per 1,000 individuals. The pink line, which represents women's statistics, increases at first, then plateaus for a while before rising again in 1975 and remaining nearly constant until 1990. It then declines from 1995 to 2000, reaching a low of 300 per 1,000 persons. The men's line, on the other hand, shows a significant and consistent decline from 600 per 1,000 persons in 1960 to around 300 per 1,000 people in 2000. Overall, we can claim that women's smoking rates have climbed while men's have declined. The given images are showing two different types of feelings and emotions. In the first picture, few children are laughing their heart out. The children look very innocent and enjoying the moment. The children seem to be underprivileged. On the other hand, the second picture is of a very old person who seems to be very tired and depressed. Wrinkles can be seen on the face of old person. Two types of feelings are shown in these pictures, one is happiness and laughter and other is gloomy and poignant. From January through December, the daily high and low temperatures in Beijing, China, are shown on this graph. The coldest months are January and December, with daily highs of about 2 degrees Celsius, about 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and lows of -8 degrees Celsius, about -17 degrees Fahrenheit. During July, the daily maximum temperature is 30 centigrade /86 Fahrenheit, while the daily low temperature is 21 centigrade. In general, December and January are the coldest months in Beijing, while July is the hottest month. This pie chart shows a breakdown of the project's costs. Production and facilities account for 24.48% of total spending and 20.98% of total revenue, respectively. Insurance costs the least, at 5.59%, while legal fees account for 8.39% of total expenses. Generally, manufacturing and facilities are the most expensive, while insurance and legal are the least expensive.